A very warm hello and welcome to Tea Time. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Narendra here from the Unitech Golf and Country Club in Noida. And on the show today, let's discuss the civil aviation sector in much detail with the director of Lufthansa as Lufthansa launches its More Indian Than You Think campaign. Let's discuss their localization plans going forward and the civil aviation sector in much detail on the show today.
On the show this week, we have Wolfgang Will, Director South Asia, Lufthansa.
Here in India, we have so many cities beyond the metros where there's also so much demand. So I'm quite confident that there will be quite a lot of movement and development.
And in news, Billy Horschel wins the BMW Championship. And American golfer David Lipsky wins the European Masters.
Brilliant tee off. Mr. Wolfgang Will, welcome to Tea Time and welcome to our country, really.
Thank you very much.
How are you enjoying India?
Oh, very much. Just recently arrived.
Couple of months ago.
Couple of months ago. Actually, it's the first time here in Noida and the first time on the fairway. So
First time on the
very
Indian
exciting
fairway.
for me as well from this part.
That's fantastic. Now, let's talk about your role with India. You moved from Mexico to India. What are your plans really like for India?
Well,
and what are
actually,
your expectations from our country, really?
Well, I think I arrived in the right moment. I feel there is a lot of going on, dynamics, and I see economy is really heading upwards. We really see growth. The figures all have a positive trend. So I think when there is such a growth also for aviation sector, it's really a lot of growth. And as I'm here for Lufthansa German Airlines, I'm quite confident that we will also be part of this growth story.
Indeed, of course. Now, airports in India are getting compared to airports all around the world. In fact, a lot of reports are pegging India to be one of the top class airports around the world, of course. What's your take on airports in India now?
Yes, when I have arrived, I've seen a really very nice, let me take the tea, a very nice terminal in New Delhi.
Right.
And I had already the opportunity to travel around. Mumbai has inaugurated a really very modern and state-of-the-art terminal. So I see there is a lot of activity and investment in infrastructure. And I think that's the key. We need infrastructure because that also is an enabler for growth, for really then having people traveling from A to B and be able to have a smooth journey.
You've traveled and you've lived quite a couple of places around the world as well, and you obviously are a very well-traveled person yourself. How do you compare Indian airports vis-a-vis the rest of the world?
Well, if you ask an airliner, he always will complain, because everywhere in the world, airports, they are doing works because they are expanding. Airports are getting too small, becoming too small.
Sure.
Because there is so much growth. But what I really have seen here in India, that there is a lot of effort done. And I think the very more important is that there is consciousness, and people believe that there has to be done something, and things are happening, and that's very good to know. And actually here in India we have so many cities beyond the metros where there's also so much demand. So I'm quite confident that there will be quite a lot of movement and development.
Well, now coming to the bad news, of course, airports in India are very exorbitant. Have you as Lufthansa made a case for a lower cost, so as to speak. Are you in talks with the airport authorities?
For sure, constantly, because that's also part of our work, to really be in constant talks to the airport authorities. Yes, all these nice terminals, they come with a cost. Unfortunately, this cost comes to the airlines.
Absolutely.
Airlines don't have those operation margins where they can say, okay, we absorb it easy.
Right.
But it's only partly you can, let's say, shift the cost to the customer.
Sure.
Because we are really in a very competitive environment. So yes, that is one of our worries. That actually the operation is getting more and more expensive.
All right. On that note, let me tee off and we continue our conversation.
Here we go.
Talk about multiplicity of taxes today in this country. Airlines today in India are dealing with multiplicity of taxes. This is a story in India. This is a story back there in Germany as well. How is Lufthansa battling these issues out? And isn't that also somewhere making the cost of the tickets abnormally high in this country?
Definitely, because today the portion of taxes is extremely high.
Right.
And for example, in Germany, we are really putting a lot of pressure on government, to please, not always look at aviation as the tax originating industry,
right,
where everybody is really levying taxes on.
Yeah.
So on an international scale, IATA, our airlines organization, is also trying to lobbying, in order to convince that this is not good for the industry and that's not good for the consumer, because at the end, the customer is paying.
Yeah. You know, now with the FDI, of course, opening up, would Lufthansa like to make a foray in terms of the local civil aviation market here in India? Oh,
we are not the experts in the market, so we would not. And actually, it's not a strategy of Lufthansa of any equity acquisition, fusion, because we know about our home market, which is Germany and the neighboring countries, and we more opt in cooperation, and we are really being the founding members of Star Alliance, the largest alliance, where we're happy last 11th of July to welcome Air India as member number 28. So that's the sort of cooperation and reaching out to more customers, to more business opportunities by cooperation with other airlines, because one airline has not the network to really fulfill all customer needs. So you need partners, and those partnerships have proven to be really very effective, not only for the airlines but also for the customer, because the customer has more choices, more options, and has more seamless travel.
So Lufthansa now has started focusing a lot on the premium economy seats. I mean, ever since the beginning, your focus really has been on the business class. Is there a shift in consumer preferences? Why is there an added focus on the premium economy segment right now?
That's true. We are introducing end of the year our premium economy, which is a separate compartment with a newly designed seat and a lot of amenities and features. And yes, a lot of people ask me, how come that you are now introducing it? Other airlines have it from a long time ago. We wanted to make sure that with our upgrade in business class, our customers really feel the difference and see, yes, they are really very specific, differentiated products. And our business class now, with a full flat horizontal bed, which is converting the seat, is now really a class for itself. And now it's time to introduce this premium economy, because yes, consumer patterns have changed. We are very well known being an airline of choice of the business traveler. But there are quite a lot of companies with a restricted travel policy where not all the travelers can make use of business class. And
absolutely.
therefore, the premium economy is very important. And we see that today this segment has grown. And yes, for sure, we will also be part of those who then offer this service and product to our customers.
Right. Now, you know, with the Gulf airlines like Etihad and Emirates being so strongly embedded in India as far as the market is concerned, they've captured quite a lot of international traveler market share as well. What is the kind of tough competition you face from particularly Emirates and Etihad today?
Definitely, we have seen a rapid growth of the Middle East carriers.
Right.
And this growth really significant. However, we see very good opportunities for us.
Right.
Why investing in new products and services really makes it attractive for the consumer to opt for Lufthansa German Airlines. And we have seen also with us a constant growth. And that's the reason why we will be coming with the A380 soon,
right.
Yeah, because there is demand and we have really the right products and the right services for the Indian customers. And you might have seen our recent TV commercial. It's actually the first one on a regional base.
Right, it's on localization. Yeah,
exactly,
I'm going to touch upon localization.
Exactly.
I want to talk about your campaign as well in much more detail. But before that, more importantly, what I want to focus on is the lack of a conspicuous civil aviation sector policy that we have in this country. Does India today need a better regulatory framework as far as the aviation market is concerned?
Well, actually, I cannot complain because we have excellent relationships with the Ministry of Civil Aviation.
Right.
We had really our growth being really always assisted by the administration. So there's nothing where I would say, oh, this is really difficult. Not at all. There are a lot of countries where we face problems with traffic rights, etc. That's not the case with India.
What do you think of India as a civil aviation market? Because, you know, in India, in the year 2013 thereabouts, we saw the downfall of Kingfisher Airlines. A lot of uncertainties floating around in the market. The sentiment was very weak. Aviation companies were not really making money at all. The job market as far as this was shrunk. Do you see light at the end of the tunnel as far as FY15 is concerned for the Indian civil aviation market?
Definitely. I think airlines, investors and also authorities have learned a lot of lessons throughout
right.
the world.
Right.
Those times where really we have seen on a, let's say, yearly basis disappearing a lot of very well-known airlines, and just give you the example of Pan Am, of Transworld International, of a lot of European airlines. They have learned lessons, and this is something very positive. You really need a joint effort to move aviation further. And this is done. You need a very good infrastructure. You need really an easy way to be able to do business. And you have to really have an eye on customer satisfaction, on reliability when it comes to operations, yeah, and financial stability. Nobody wants to put money in an airline when it's making losses. Yeah? That
right.
can't be the aim.
Right. Well, despite that, there are a lot of uncertainties as far as the civil aviation market is concerned. We will remain in conversation with Mr. Wolfgang Will of Lufthansa and discuss several other impediments that the civil aviation sector faces. Stay with us. We'll see you on the other side. Hi, welcome back. Thank you for staying with us on Tea Time. And where we really left off is discussing the several impediments that the civil aviation sector not only faces in India but globally. And one such impediment for every airline today globally is the upswing in the prices of the ATF. How are you as Lufthansa battling this upswing?
Well, actually, we are facing this all over the world.
Right.
We are not operating as a domestic carrier here in India, but really we are
globally
operating
you're seeing
to
an
and
upswing
from.
on that
And
front.
yes, we see, and it's not only that, it's taxes all over. There are a lot of impediments in terms and burdens, let's say it like this, yeah, which we are facing. Unfortunately, the airline industry seems to be like an industry where you invent another, come out with another tax, and yes, this also this all adds up to the ticket price,
Sure.
and then at the end the consumer really has to pay quite an amount, but only a portion of it is really going to the airline's pocket.
Yeah. I mean,
For the sector.
in a scenario like this, I mean, most airline companies, as far I'm just talking about India now, are loss-making in nature. In a scenario like that, what is your viewpoint in having a young entrepreneur come out there and start an airline startup? Do you think it's a possibility, or is it a far cry for
It's still a
somebody in India to
possibility.
do
It's
that?
still a possibility,
Right.
but you have to be brave. You have to be brave, and you have to know about the business.
Sure.
I think today there is this knowledge and also this consciousness that you don't come up with a new airline just for the beauty of having an airline. Yeah?
Right.
So there are a lot of good airline managers, yeah, and I think what we see now, also new entries here in the Indian market, are very solid entries.
Right.
Yeah, these are, let's say, ventures where you have experienced people doing a job where they know very well what to do and know very well the potential and the opportunities of the market. Because one thing is very clear:
Right.
India is a growing market.
Right.
We have 1.2 billion of Indian and another couple of millions
Absolutely,
outside India,
absolutely.
and it's a growing market. The middle class is growing, the purchasing power, and the purchasing power also is used for traveling. So we have on the, let's say, business traveler, corporate traveling part, but also on the leisure part, really a very positive development, a lot of growth and a lot of potential there. So you can't ignore it. So you have to
Absolutely.
be here. And so that's the reason why India for Lufthansa is one of the most important strategic markets.
Very nice. Lovely.
Nice shot.
More India than what you think is the latest campaign from Lufthansa. Why is this added focus on localization?
Well, I was mentioning it because I'm so excited about
I know.
the fact that
Sorry about
we
that.
achieved to have our first regional TV commercial,
Right.
and right here in India. So it's
This is
really
the
the
first
first
time
one,
you're doing
the
it,
first time
right.
we are doing it,
Right.
and we're doing it here in India, and that's very important for me, being the country head of Lufthansa in India. So it's very interesting to see the reactions. I get a lot of feedback, a lot of positive feedback about the TV commercial, because, you know, Lufthansa is very well placed here in the Indian market. We are over 55 years
Right.
operating to India, but we perceive there's also a lack of the other part of our brand, which is more emotional. And so we said, hey, we have to communicate a little bit more. And why not in India, where we have also very much of Indian components in our products and services. So that's the reason why we reached out, and in order to find and approach to customer segments which maybe do not know us that good.
Right.
You know, the business traveler, frequent traveler, he knows what Lufthansa stands for. But the ones who do not know and maybe are the first timers who really do not travel that often, they might be a little bit hesitant because they say, yes, Lufthansa, Germany, I don't know whether they really know what I need and what it's important. So
Right.
we are, with this commercial, communicating that, yes, we have, and since long, Indian flight attendants on board. We have for sure Indian food, very important, yeah, on board. And it's not only the vegetarian, it's really a vast choice of Indian food on board. We have the entertainment system, Bollywood movies, classical and modern Indian music on board. So yes, we are more Indian than you might think.
Okay, I mean, of course, it's self-explanatory. They're more Indian than you might think, given the reasons that you have just said. Now, Lufthansa has started partnering up with Junior Golf Series with Callaway, if I'm not mistaken. Golf is something which trickles down into the management of Lufthansa. How's the golfing culture back there in your organization?
Well, the Germans are very conservative, yeah, and it's only now that we are beginning really to be more active on the golf course. More and more we have golf clubs. We have a lot of young people who really start to play golf, and they're becoming better and better. And yeah, it's becoming also a very popular sport, yeah, and it does not have anymore this image of only the elite, yeah, is doing it. And a lot of people are really discovering that golf is really a very beautiful sport, because it challenges you a lot. Yeah, it's the mental challenge, which is really something fascinating. Yeah.
Now, personally, how much do you enjoy golf, and do you miss playing golf back there in Mexico or Germany or wherever you've lived in the past?
Yeah, in the past.
You haven't really gotten a chance to play much in India.
No, unfortunately not, because I'm now just moving in, and unfortunately I hadn't had the chance yet, but definitely I will join a golf club, and definitely I will be playing golf at least the weekends, and I'm really looking forward to having a lot very nice and exciting golf rounds.
So we are looking forward to see you in one of the corporate golf tournaments as well, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
Which of the golfers now really that excite you? Are there golfers that you really follow?
Yes, for sure. It's all about Tiger Woods, McIlroy, and all those very well-known golfers. But I also am following the German ones. There are some ones coming up now.
Which ones are these?
Yeah, Mr. Keimer, who really has now recently won a tournament, yes. Because in the past it was only Bernhard Langer for decades and decades. Yes. Well, he's still a very, very good player. Yeah. And and I know that the Indian golfers are also now really moving up and really are getting stronger and stronger.
All right, let's complete our game. Come.
Please. The one I enjoy most. Yeah, nearly.
So are there lessons from the fairway that you take back to the boardroom as well?
Yes.
Which one?
It's about, you know, what fascinates a lot in golf. You need to be humble.
Yeah.
And you have to calm down. You have to focus a lot. You have to deal with failure. And you have to overcome it. So why not also transport this to your business life? Yeah? Stay calm, look ahead, be focused, have an aim, yeah? Go for it, and be confident. And that's very important. There are a lot of lessons to learn on the fairway.
What a fantastic analogy that you have drawn right here on that amazing note. Thank you so much for taking time out and being on the show with me today.
Thank you, Cheti. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
Likewise. With that, it's a wrap from me, Cheti Narula, and Mr. Wolfgang Will of Lufthansa as well. I will see you next week again. Until then, enjoy the flight of a good drive.